Hey, what's up, everybody? So, I want to give my thoughts on the Super Mario Galaxy movie. Now, this is a movie that came out April 1st, 2026, again of this year. And ever since the movie came out, it's about 3 to 4 months at this point. I haven't heard that many good things about the movie. Ever since it debuted, I was hoping perhaps maybe that it could have been a little bit better than the last movie, because the first movie that came out didn't really care too much for it. It came out, saw it, and I quite honestly can't remember a damn thing about that movie. I'd have to really, really try. I'd have to really squeeze to be able to muster some kind of memory from that movie. Was I disappointed? Yeah, I wasn't devastated. So when this one came out, the reason I guess I didn't watch it was because obviously I didn't really care too much for the first one. I didn't think it was a bad movie. I just didn't think it was a movie that I enjoyed. And it seems like more people enjoyed that movie, the first one, than the second one. So I finished watching this movie yesterday. I watched it in a two-parter. I watched it the day before, and because I had to go to work, I ended up finishing it yesterday. And I couldn't talk about it because then I had to go to work again. But I finished watching it, and I can tell you right now, with the utmost confidence, this movie was definitely better than the first one for me. Was it a great movie? No, it was not a great movie. I wish I could say that it was, and I felt that it just needed a little bit more, just a little bit more, and more specifically with the plot. I didn't really care too much for the story. There wasn't like a strong driving force, in the plot. It was like just any other plot synopsis storytelling that's just been rehashed, and the usual tropes. That's fine to a certain degree. I don't need it to be that original, but it definitely could have done better. We have so many movies that are animated movies, and they are both catered to kids and adults, and I felt that this was more catered to the kids, which is, to me, it's a little bit strange, because I get that you want to get a new audience on board, and maybe that's more important in terms of finance, but I still think you could have done yourself a huge favor if you had the bigger crowd, like myself. I grew up with these games, and although I cut myself off from that world, and the only reason I have that right there, the piranha plant, is thanks to a friend of mine that gave it to me. But other than that, I haven't played a single game of any kind, for that matter, in more than a decade. It's been a really, really long time since I delved into anything video game like, particularly when it comes to the Super Mario franchise or Nintendo. I feel like everybody at this point has a Nintendo Switch. My sister has a Nintendo Switch. My brother has a Nintendo Switch. My friend that gave me that thing has a Nintendo Switch. Like, everybody has like a Wii. Most people that I would hang out with like had some form of 64, Super Nintendo, or Wii system. So I would have liked to have this movie catered a little bit towards my generation, millennials, because the few times, and I think the reason why, actually the sole reason why this actually worked, was because of those Easter eggs, was because I recognized certain things that I remembered when I used to play. And actually, there was one scene that I had to pause, I had to look back and try to make sure it was what I thought it was. So I think they did themselves a disservice in not really, getting better writers, or putting in more time, and not being so lazy with the writing, because some of it just didn't land. Now, what is this movie about? Basically, it's Rosalina. Never heard of that character until this movie, because again, I didn't play the Galaxy movie, and I'm told that she's from the Galaxy games. Rosalina gets kidnapped by Bowser Jr., who's trying to harness the cosmic energy of the galaxy in order to destroy it. And at the same time, he's trying to rescue his dad, who's being held by Mario, Luigi, and Princess Peach in the Mushroom Kingdom. And then you have Peach, who turns out is the long lost sister of Rosalina, which I didn't mind that story. I didn't mind that. That was interesting to have. I don't know if that's related to video games, but I was actually okay with that. And then you have Mario, Luigi, and Yoshi, who gets introduced into this movie, who go and embark on a journey to find Princess Peach so they can together fight Bowser Jr. Again, nothing wrong with that so far. Again, it doesn't have to be like this amazing storyline, but I just felt that, for instance, Mario, Luigi, and Yoshi's journey wasn't all that great. Some of it could have just been left out of the movie. Some of it was just bland, and I wouldn't even say I've seen it already. There was like nothing to see. It was just basically just banking on nostalgia or simple recognition for people that play the games, and that was honestly a bummer in my opinion. They could have done so much there. You have like I said, all these other animated movies like the Spider-Man ones. You have the Lego movies, the Batman Lego movies that are so smart, witty. So would have appreciated if it had a little bit more of a more interesting storyline instead of just this linear synopsis that they ended up putting out there. And it was just disappointing in that sense. But it didn't really take away from the enjoyment and maybe even fun that I had with this movie, because when I watched it, like I said, in a two-parter, and I finished watching the first part, which was a little bit more than an hour, I was thinking about this movie at work. I was thinking about the movie the next day as soon as I got up, and I could not wait to finish the movie. I was sort of excited because I wanted to find out not really what was going to happen, because we already know what's going to happen, but I wanted to keep discovering, and maybe because of the one scene. So the one scene is the casino scene. So I was hoping I was going to discover something else, like I was going to be giving another Easter egg. So I couldn't wait, kind of like like Christmas morning, like a kid waiting to unwrap his present. And then there was the issue with Yoshi's story. It just like it was, I don't know, he was born underground in like some kind of boiler room. That didn't work for me. But you had someone like Bowser Jr., which I've never really saw. I've seen him in the games. I've seen him in the Super Mario Kart racing game, and I gotta say, I became a fan. Immediately, I became a fan after the movie. I just thought to myself, as soon as I play that game again or anything that has to do, and he's included, I'm gonna pick him. I love the whole. I always liked them. I thought it was interesting with the little like scarf or handkerchief that he has hanging with the little graffiti like smile, like menacing smile. And just the way they portrayed him in this movie. I love the voice. I can't remember the actor, Safdie or something like that. His whole arc and the little tooth, especially when they go back to the flashback scene with his dad, with Bowser. That was great. I really enjoyed that. I became a fan. I rarely knew about this character except for the Mario Kart games. And then you have someone like Rosalina also. That entry scene where she's fighting off the three-legged or three-armed robot, that was great. That was a lot of fun, seeing that, her going up against the robot. And the casino scene was my favorite because it was this weird sensation that I had to pause and I had to look it up, and not the modern pictures, not the contemporary new pictures that they have, but the old school, the Super Mario 2, because I had no idea where I've seen that image. And I had this like weird deja vu, like I knew the person or I knew the character, and sure enough, I mean, I spent so many hours trying to beat that level, trying to beat that boss, and it's been almost, it feels like a millennia since I've last seen that character, and it just felt so good seeing Birdo and Mauser. I don't remember Wart all that much. I know he was there. I vaguely remember the bubbles, but Birdo and Mauser, oh man, it was so good to see you guys. It was so great to see them. Yeah, that was an awesome scene. That was an awesome scene. Then there was Foxstar, who I'm not too familiar with. Like, I always knew about him because I knew other people that played, other friends and kids that played the game, but I myself never, maybe I did, but I just don't remember. So I know that was cool for a lot of people seeing that character in the movie, and it seems like we're definitely gonna get a third one, and perhaps have a Fox McCloud, I can't remember his name, be in the third one. And of course, at the end, the post-credit scene when you see Princess Daisy, another princess that I was not familiar with. So we're definitely gonna get a third one, and for the first time, I am looking forward. I'm not. Maybe once the date gets closer, maybe I will get excited. Maybe I will be a little bit more excited, but yeah, we definitely will get a third one. So that's basically my thoughts. Just a brief little overview on the movie and what I thought, because I heard so many people disliking this movie and not many people even being that neutral about it. A lot of people just were very disappointed. I could see where that's coming from. I also back it up. I think it is warranted, but I enjoyed it. I liked it for what it was, just a fun movie that was mostly tailored to kids, I would say, and I definitely recommend it to to anybody that has kids. Hell, if I had kids, I definitely would have them watch this one. Probably have them watch this one and then then the first one, because I feel like they would, I don't know, they'd get bored with the first one. So that's it. That's those are my thoughts on the movie, and thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.